Yes, so in today's session, I would like to show you how I like to let color and images inspire me to explore an emotion or a mood, helps me to tune in and see what's going on inside of me in a creative and a very intuitive way. And it also can be helpful to transform something, to transform a thought or an emotion, something that is going on inside of me. And through color and imagery in magazines, for example, I dive in, I explore intuitively, and sometimes I get a wonderful surprise, a wonderful transformation by allowing myself to let the colors and the imagery tell a story and show me something and talk to me about something that I don't have words for or pictures for at this point. You don't need a lot of materials to follow along. So I just have here, for example, a block with mixed media paper. This is an A5 size, which is a 5.8 by 8 by 3 inches. Anything that's just a little bit thicker. It can also be cardboard, anything that you can write on or scribble on or draw on with a wax crayon. And then on the back side, you will work with collage. So for the color exploration, in the first part, you just need some pastels. These are oil pastels, but you can also use other crayons or chalk pastels that you have, preferably with a lot of colors to choose from. And then for the collage part, you need glue sticks, scissors, and some magazine images. I have a little box with lots of scraps that I've collected, and I also have some magazines here with different themes, different topics for a variety of images that I will also use for the collage part. So if you're ready, let's begin. A good way to tune into your feelings is to take a deep breath and close your eyes and really listen to your body and try to find where this feeling sits in your body, where you can feel it. I'm gonna close my eyes for a moment and just tune into myself in going inwards. And I feel a little bit of pressure in my head and in my shoulders. And I'm trying to tune into it a little bit deeper, keep on breathing and just observing it and greet it without any judgment or any interpretation at this point. I just want to get to know it. And maybe you're not able yet to give it a name, and that's totally fine as well. Just go back to the sensation in your body and what it looks like, what it feels like, and then maybe you start seeing a color. Give yourself a moment. I feel like I'm seeing this kind of dirty yellow, which is surprising. It's like an ochre. And so this is also perfectly fine and normal if you are like surprised by the color that you're feeling or seeing. What does this, if this feeling had a color, what would it be? And I'm making some marks. If you don't get a color, You can either pick a color with pick a crayon with your eyes closed and let your subconscious mind pick the color, or you open your eyes and the color that you feel most strongly drawn to, where your body seems to automatically go like, yeah, that's I feel this color right now, then you just take that. And then the next step is to explore this color on this piece of paper or the cardboard, any substrate that you have chosen, and allow your hand to make the marks and lines and shapes that it wants to make. So this is like, this can feel like a release. You're just letting something out already, or through the color, something is coming outward that was inward. And the body knows exactly how to release. And, I notice, for example, that I'm staying completely on the right, or on one part of the page, and it's just getting denser and denser, and it's like I'm moving up and down, but I'm also making these kind of swirly, circular movements, and it feels, I'm now feeling back into this color. It feels like a closed wall. And then it's opposed by this big emptiness, this nothingness. And I'm really hesitant to go over in this direction. It feels like there's a invisible wall and I just can't cross over to this side. And that's a little bit how I feel. Now I'm getting more of an idea of what that feeling actually is. It's feeling a little bit of like trapped or stuck. I'm feeling stuck, and I couldn't name that before, but now that I have the color and I have the movement and the material, I'm actually starting to get an idea about this feeling that I'm having and the emotion that I'm having, and it gets actually a little bit stronger because I'm now more consciously aware. And intuitively at this point, I feel like I need another color, because with this color I'm just feeling stuck, and there's just no way for me to move over or do something different. And of course I could leave the page like this. There's no need to cover the entire page, but I have this desire to fill the entire page. I don't want to leave it like this. I don't want such extreme emptiness here and completely being closed and shut off and closed. It's like open and closed. And so while you are doing this exercise yourself, really look at these things. Look at pay attention. That's what I want to say. Pay attention to what's going on with you as you're doing this. This is the most simple thing, but as you can see, so much is already rising to the surface to look at, and I'm immediately, seeing things, and I'm labeling openness and closeness and stuckness and nothingness, and I'm afraid to take the crayon over here. And it doesn't have to be the same for you. Everybody will have a completely different experience, but this is the fascinating part. So I find a lot of inspiration by doing this type of exercise, because it really opens up something inside of me that I haven't been able to, just with my logical mind, haven't really been able to crack open or to even name or to even, you know, find any kind of access to what's going on. And it doesn't have to be something deep every time, but it can be a wonderful release. So, and a surprise and something very healing actually. So now I'm searching for a color that represents openness, that represents that is maybe missing here. In this stuckness, I can't really do much. And there's only one color. I don't want there to be this one-dimensional feeling and state of whatever is going on at the moment. I want there to be a counterpart or something to relieve, something that can bring those two together, something that's bringing like an integration and or just even at this stage, I just want to have another energy here. And looking at the colors, I'm not going for my favorite colors because that's not what this is about. I want again to find the color that is exactly what this feeling needs right now. And it doesn't come to me immediately, so I'm closing my eyes again. And I'm going back to where I was feeling. Actually, it's interesting. I had this kind of pressure in my temples and now I don't have it anymore. It's already gone just by releasing some energy with this color. And I'm going back to my shoulders and I'm just listening within what I need right now. And somehow I'm hearing neutral, like white and neutral. And I'm like, well, this is what I have already. So maybe I kind of need to accept this whiteness, if that's a word, this emptiness. I'm giving it also another try. I'm giving myself some time to explore some more. Okay, somehow I'm not getting a color. So I actually want to, I'm getting the pastels out because I want to mix them so that they are not in this color range. And because I want to pick or draw a crayon, a pastel intuitively. So I'm closing my eyes and I'm asking for the color that I need, that is going to inspire me to move forward in this process. Okay. It's a sky blue, it says on here, a sky blue. Okay, and the blue reminds me of the ocean and of the sky. And there's also a lot of vastness there, like this white space. And I'm just starting to make some marks or some lines. feel like I want to make some clouds in the sky and some waves in the sea. And it's very important, like, to smudge a little bit because I want this to feel very soft. And it's all the lines are connected to this ochre fort. And where they meet, there's a little bit of green happening because the colors are blending, and the blue and the yellow make it green. Yeah, so I feel like I want to fill out a lot of it with the color. It gives me a feeling of freshness, and it's definitely much more alive, and there's movement, which I don't feel on this side. But I also want to leave some white space. I don't feel like covering everything in blue, because then I have the same energy as on this side. I also have the feeling that this is a little bit intruding, so I'm not gonna go any further. I'm just making contact. And I'm starting to see a face here. So maybe I am entering with the blue. That's very interesting. Kind of very surprising to me. And I feel like there's something coming out of her mouth and her eyes and her mind or her head. So I didn't mean to create something figurative. I intended this to be absolutely like abstract. But I really had the urge, there was a face coming out. And the face is looking to the water or to the blue. And there's a communication now happening. This space is no longer empty. And this is no longer just a closed door or a fort, something that you cannot reach. And there's also an interchange going on. The energies are mixing. And from the blue, I feel more refreshed. I feel more, feel more energy. It's not this kind of stuckness here. And I think the stuckness, this color needed the blue to awaken, to feel more alive again. And that's why also the face, I guess, is blue, because you don't see it if I do it in the same color. Okay, and the next part will be to create a collage that symbolizes or represents the story here, this emotion or this kind of feeling stuck, and then this energy coming in, and suddenly the stuckness getting a face, and the communication happening, energy lines. Things are moving and shifting, and I want to find a way for integration and transformation here. And in one way that is already going on, you could stop it here and maybe start journaling about it and explore further what the blue symbolizes or means for you, what the shapes mean, what the face could mean. But since I'm such a lover of collage and of telling a story also through images, I'm gonna turn this over and create now a collage on the back. And I'm looking for images that have those two colors, the ochre and the blue. And let's see if I can manage. Yes, so this is also a very intuitive process. I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm looking again for the colors to inspire me. I'm looking for this blue. I'm looking for, yeah, I find it and I just rip out certain things and I put them aside for now, and then I continue. Whatever pulls me in, I tear out. It's really not a conscious process. I kind of know what I'm looking for, but I'm allowing the images to find me and surprise me. And at this stage, I'm absolutely not thinking about if it would if it will fit together, or what that's going to look like, or if it's going to make sense, and so forth. I'm just looking for things that really pull me in. And the only thing in this exercise that I'm keeping in mind are those two colors. Yeah, and this is a really meditative process. You can listen to some music, some very soft acoustic yoga music or Reiki music, and not rush this process going through the magazines. Also very important is that you don't get stuck on words. You're only focusing on the images, because the words take you immediately to the brain, the part of the brain where we are very rational, and where our inner critic sits and wants to interpret everything we do and makes us doubt our choices. So it's very good to only work with the images and don't use any words or any text. Don't look too closely at everything. Just, it's like you're browsing, and if there's something that catches you, you take it out and then you move to the next. It's not like, you're not reading the magazine. You're just going through the magazines with this really with the intention that there are images that will find you and that want to be seen in your collage, because it has a message for you. It can help you to put something together that is fragmented. So again, take your time. If there's anything else that stands out for you, feel free, you know, like a symbol or like a bird or whatever it is, even though it, you know, it has nothing to do with the first part of what you did. If it looks out at you and it catches you, then take it. Just follow those nudges and really listen again to your body. When your body, you know, tells you, yes, take that one, then you can trust it and go for it. Okay, I think I already have quite a few images by now. And I think I need a little bit more of blue. I have a lot of the yellow. And what's important for me is to create a collage with the balance, where those two colors can live together and they are complementing each other. And I like this one too with the birds. Okay, let's see. Since I don't have a lot of space on my substrate to work with, I am just going to see. So now's the point where I might not even use everything that I've torn out. And yeah, I like to tear out the images oftentimes rather than cutting those straight hard edges. It looks much more soft and organic. I like that a lot. Yeah. I like that here there's the yellow and the blue together. I really like that. And here I have like a nice meadow with flowers that just feels good, feels soothing, feels peaceful. I like them together like this. Of course, you can also use the vertical format, but then I can't get as much on here. I really like to use it this way. Yes, I think she will go here. Again, I want this soft edge, placing that here. And I feel I want to finish it. I wanted this to be super simple. Putting it together, I'm not spending hours and hours trying to make the perfect collage. I chose these images very intuitively and it feels right. And now I just want to finish the collage, and and then have a look at it, how it's all come together. And of course, how I feel when I look at the collage and what it might have to tell me. Don't worry about the aesthetics, don't worry about, this is not an artwork you're making, but this is an exploration of your feelings, of your soul. And you want to have fun doing it and not worry about, what it looks like, if it's perfect and so forth. Here I'm missing a little bit of, so maybe I'll just glue this here and then I'm done. Yeah, so I have the yellow in here, the ochre, which is now more of a source of light, it seems. It was before here, it was something that felt very stuck and that felt like I didn't associate it with light at all. I associated it with stuckness, with something that I can't get through, that I'm captured in, that I'm trapped in. And the color made me feel more like nauseous. And here it has transformed more into a yellow that the sun shines on, and it's light. And there's an openness that I was talking about here in the sky. And there are flowers that are able to blossom in this yellow part, which here seem to be not to contain or able to contain anything. And again here the leaf, which is kind of also in this heart shape. If you look at it like this, there's rain, but that brings kind of refreshment. Like here, this woman sits here by the water, and she's also as if she's like splashing some water, and there is aliveness here. And that is what I was looking for. And I feel that this collage and doing this exercise with the colors and the pastels really helped me. And it's also, now that I'm looking at this face, it seems like she's now here. She's like, she's playful now. She's alive. She was able to come out of this feeling of feeling stuck. And she's free. She's in this white space, and yeah, I feel she was able to be set free. Yes, and if you know about soul collage or you're interested in soul collage, there is a wonderful technique that allows you to step into the image and speak from it in the first person. You're basically stepping into the energy that's represented here and assuming that it's a part of you. And I'm a soul collage facilitator. Soul collage was developed by Sina Frost in the States in the 1980s. and it's now become a wonderful worldwide practiced method of intuitive self-inquiry through collage, and I love practicing it a lot, and I love teaching it. I love to facilitate workshops, and one of the exercises or the key exercise is that you step into the image. For example, I could step into this woman. I would, intuitively I feel that this woman is hiding or being trapped inside here, and now she's here, free, released. She looks content. She looks like she's enjoying where she is, and I could step into her and ask her who she is, what freed her, what she needs from me, what her gift is to me, what her message, her guidance is for me, and then answering back in the first person. So I'm gonna just give one example. For example, I would start by asking her, who are you? And then I answer in the first person, because she's basically a part of me that answers back through me. And she says, I am one who is free. I am one who has found a new sense of freedom since I was released from old patterns and old beliefs that made me feel stuck. And my gift to you is that I'm here to show you how to get unstuck. You already know it. And I'm here with you by your side to get unstuck together. This aliveness and this freedom is inside of you and is ready to emerge. Yeah, so this came from some deep part inside of me, and that is always, like, for me, the wonderful closing of any kind of exercise that I do when I work with my feelings, when I want to feel newly inspired about life, about doing things, and about what I need, what my soul needs. Maybe it was rest, I was like, how do you say, debating whether I wanted to put this image here, because she also looks content and she needs rest, and I feel that's also another part of me. Maybe she could still go here. Maybe this would be a better type of finding an integration, by allowing those two to exist. The part of me that needs to rest, the part of me that needs to accept that she can't always be productive, and that it's sometimes just needs to yield to her emotions and be kind to herself and just take a break. And then the other part of, when once that one is allowed, this one can also come out and play and say, what are we going to do today? What are we going to create today? So I hope that this has given you some inspiration how to work with color and with images, with collage, and with crayons, with pastels. And if you want to know more about Soul Collage and about how I work, I invite you to visit my website. And I hope you have a wonderful time creating and exploring, and I hope to see you soon.